What's going on YouTube? Trucker D back again. Hope everybody's doing good out there. Hope you're having a good week. If you're at home, hopefully, you're staying safe out there, not going out into these streets, staying your ass in the house. If you're on the road, hopefully you're moving, getting the freight while you can still get it. So as for me, as you know, I have a load coming out of Dodge City. They called me earlier today saying, that the load is ready. So I went ahead and bobtailed over to the shipper, which is down the street from the Loves. Went ahead and picked it up. And now I'm shut down at the truck stop. I'm gonna take my break and then get up around 9 o'clock tonight. And yeah, take it down to Florida. So I've ran this route at least maybe 4 or 5 times. So I know it by heart, so I don't even need my GPS to get me down there. And I already know exactly where I'll be stopping at. Because every time I run this route, I consistently make it all the way down to Shreveport, Louisiana. So that's exactly 627 miles from where I'm sitting at right now. And consistently, the last 2 times I finished my shift, I had about anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes left on my clock. So yeah, so I'll shut down there, and then from there I should be able to get to I can't think of the name of the town, but it's right outside of Pensacola. So I'll make it there. I'll shut down at that rest area off of I-10. And let's see, today is what, Thursday? So I should make it to Florida by Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. I should. So I'm gonna talk about a topic that I hear a lot of people talk about. A lot of people have asked me this question, and it's what's it like trucking during this during these times, as y'all know, this coronavirus. I've been asked, how is the freight out there? Are you still moving? Is it slow? Things of that nature. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that. So I can't really speak on like drive-in because I don't do drive-in, as y'all know. I do refrigerated, but I do know people who do drive-in. And I know for the drive-in side, some people have been saying, that it's been pretty slow. Freight's been slowing down, which, doesn't really surprise me. As far as refrigerated, I've heard people saying, that they can't get good freight. I have friends on here that are like owner-operators that own like their own business and whatnot. And they've been saying that, the rates are low. They can't get, good loads. The rates are low. The freight is slow. So, here at Stevens, it hasn't really affected me. I'm gonna be honest, it really hasn't affected me per se. I've been moving consistent like I was before, even before this virus even existed. I'm in a few group chats. We were actually, a friend of mine was saying that he had a load. His loads have been lighter; they're not as heavy, and I can't really say that for me. My loads have been, heavy consistently. But I was actually surprised that this load that I'm under right now, it's only 37,000, which surprises me because usually, from my experience, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but from my experience, meat loads for me have always been 42,000, between 40,000 and 42,000, and sometimes 43,000. So I scaled the load. And my gross weight is 72,860 pounds. Now, usually on a meat load, I'm just a few hundred from the gross, from the cutoff, which is 80,000. So it was already sealed, so I peeked through that little door, and I'm not even all the way to the door. I'm like maybe 3/4 of the trailer is loaded. Because usually meat loads for me, they've always been to the door, like literally to the doors. If you guys are truck drivers, I know a lot of y'all that follow me on here are truck drivers. I know you guys have noticed that the truck stops are full. It could be the middle of the day and the truck stops can be full. Like I was in when I was in Denver. It was like maybe 11, 12 o'clock. It was full, packed. And I noticed a lot of the trucks, that were sitting are like owner operators, a lot of them. Not so much like mega carrier drivers, but it was mainly like the owner operators that I see sitting. And even at this Love's that I'm at now, not too many people sitting, but most of them are people going to National Beef or the other meat patch place. So there's two meat plants in this area. But freight, it's not really slowing down per se, because the good thing about doing refrigerated freight is that no matter what goes on, in this country, people have to eat. People always are gonna have to eat. So even like during the hurricane season, people have to eat. Even during just whatever the case may be, people always are gonna have to eat. So I mean, you'll still move now. As far as like the miles, I'm still getting good miles. I'm not getting like 3,000 a week like I was before, but I mean, I'm still getting around like 26 to 28 a week. A buddy of mine was saying that he's been, sitting. He can't get good loads, or he can't even get a load. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know, maybe he's in a bad area or what, but like I said, for me, I'm still moving. I've talked to the planners, some of the planners, they are saying that, freight is slowing down to a certain extent, but like we'll still be all right. So if you're coming to Stevens, don't think that you're not gonna get, loads, because like I said, this is America, people always are gonna have to eat. Now, for those like Alliance, with Alliance, as you know, we can turn down loads. I wouldn't recommend that you turn anything down right now because of, what's going on, just because there's no telling if they'll be able to get you another load, So, as far as how it's been, being a truck driver during this time, it's different, than what it was before, because, before you could go inside these truck stops, and not have to worry about, catching the virus, I don't want to say truck drivers were most at risk of catching it, but I mean, if you think about it, we're mainly in our trucks, majority of our time. The only time, like for me, the only time I get out of my truck now is if I'm fueling, getting a receipt, getting a shower, or having to go inside. And now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like for Walmarts, if you deliver to Walmarts now, they take your temperature. Like, they put the little thermometer to your head, they take your temperature, you gotta sign this little form before you can even get on the property. A lot of the places now, they're starting to, before, we would have to go inside these warehouses, to shipping and receiving, but now, some of the places we go to, like the last 5 loads that I've had, they've come out to me, to bring my paperwork, So that's a new thing that a lot of these people are doing. If you go in the truck stops now, especially like the Loves, they have like the little glass, right in front of the register, so you're not directly talking in front of them. As far as eating out here, I've never really been big on eating in these truck stops because I always kept food in my truck. But like even now, if you want to eat something, if you go to like Flying J's, for instance, like y'all know they have like the Denny's. If you want something to eat out of there, you better be there between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. because they're not 24 hours anymore. As far as like the Petros have the skillet, greasy spoon, as Trucker Brown says. They're closed down. I don't know about Country Pride, but I know the Iron Skillets, they've closed them down. A lot of the fast food chains that are inside these truck stops, some of them are open, some of them are not, and if they are, most of them have adjusted hours. As far as like service, like in the Loves, you can't even go to the drink machine yourself anymore. They have like a employee now that gets it for you. So if you want a fountain drink, you just got to tell them what you want. You got to stand behind like this little line or table or however they have it set up, and they get it for you. They are practicing like the social distancing. They have, the little numbers on the floor or the little lines, to separate yourself. As far as like cleanliness, I'm still able to get showers. Don't think that the showers are closed down, because the showers are still open. But as far as like the fueling, I use fueling gloves, but now what I do, and I should have always done this, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Because of the gloves that I have, like these are the gloves that I use, it's hard for me to hit the little pen pad with the glove. So now what I do is I use Lysol, spray it down, and then do it like that. But yeah, it's been crazy out here. It's been, different. I've been adjusting. I move differently out here now. Before I was running, 10, 11 hours every day, and then having to do a reset only if I didn't have recap hours. But now I still run, 10 hours some days, but now I'm kind of lowering it. So some days I'll run 8 hours, 9 hours. That way I don't have to take a 34, or I'll just run off recaps. Because before, you could take a 34 and then you could go off into the city or the town and do something fun, but now you really can't, so you'd be stuck in your truck. So I avoid 34s now. I didn't mind doing 34s before, because I came out here to explore this country and see different things. So I was okay for taking a 34. That way, I could go to Vegas or something, or going to LA, or going to Chicago or Boston or wherever and do something. Can't do that now. But I ain't gonna drag this out. But like I said, if you're coming, to Stevens or wherever you end up going, it's for refrigerated. I can't speak on driving because I don't do driving. But as far as refrigerated, you'll still get free. You'll still get miles. Now, if this world decides they want to stop eating, then you have to worry. But as of right now, you're good. You don't really have nothing to worry about. Just don't turn anything down. Make sure you're sanitizing your hands. Keeping your truck stocked up, because I know there's a lot of people that just rely on these truck stops for food, and that's gonna bite you in the ass, because one day you're gonna go somewhere where there's no food to eat and you're gonna be fucked. So I've said this before in other videos, just make sure you get your fridge, get your microwave, get you some food, and you'll be straight. Get you some sanitizer if you can find any. But these are just simple things that people should have already had, like water, food, sanitizer, cleaning supplies. These are just like everyday things, That's why I'm not really worried out here, because I already had these things, prior to a COVID-19. So that's just my take on it. But I ain't gonna drag this out again. So as I always tell you guys, y'all take it easy out there, stay safe.